Yo, good morning, good freaking morning. I hope everyone's doing great, man. I'm feeling good. It actually feels pretty decent today out here in Florida because normally it is hot as balls. Pause. Anywho, man, it's been a couple of days now. Fiberglass on the trunk has dried up very, very well. Let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what we got going on. The fiberglass has dried up really, really freaking good, man. It's good. So what I'm gonna do is probably sand that down to get it smooth one more time, and then I'm gonna actually put, I think, one more layer of fiberglass on the driver's side, and then after that's done, sanded, dry, all that good stuff, then we'll go ahead and fill it with the Bondo and make it, you know, much more smooth. And then obviously on this side, same thing. I'm gonna sand this down. And once that's all nice and dry, sand it correctly, then I'll probably go ahead and Bondo it, start the Bondo process to get it again smooth as well. And then I could start up here where the actually, you know, like the mounts go for the trunk. And then once that's done, I'll move down here to like the under part of it all and see what needs to get work and how much work it needs. Obviously this corner still needs a lot of work, and this little spot right here needs some work, but I still want to continue to try and focus on the trunk jam drip rail. So let's go ahead and open up the container. Let's start getting the sander out and whatnot, sanding pads, and get to work. What I would like to do next up is actually work on these wheel wells, all four obviously wheel wells, just because I don't want to bore you guys with the same kind of like sanding the trunk. So I want to do something a little bit different, so I might soon do the wheel wells here on all four corners: driver side, passenger side where I just was, driver rear, and passenger rear. Same thing that we pretty much did on the Civic. If you guys remember, I went ahead and sprayed the hell out of it with the degreaser, and then I took a brush, brushed it all, let it dry, and then painted it. So I think that's what I might be doing soon as well. Because I don't want to go so aggressive this time, I'm going to try it with the 120, see how it goes. But if I have to go back to the 80, then I'm going to go to the 80. But let's try with the 120 first. Listen, man, I'm stoked. All right, I'm stoked as how this is coming out. I really am stoked on how this is coming out, man. Again, I am not a professional by no means, but here's a better look. Come on, y'all. Come on, guys. I know I'm doing all right. I know that I'm doing all right. You can see all of these low spots in the fiberglass, but I think once I get the Bondo and I start from down here and I bring the Bondo up, all the way up, I start to fill in all those little low spots, and I think we're gonna have ourselves a pretty decent little drip tray back here. This trunk jam is gonna look pretty decent. So we're getting somewhere, man. So I'm gonna try, because I know my that little thin belt sander kind of sucks, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try and see if I can get in here and in here, because if you look at it closely, there's almost like two lips. There's a higher one and then there's actually a lower one. So it's very difficult actually to get the sander in there, but we're gonna give it a try. And I mean, worst comes to worst, if I can't get that to have the two dips, then maybe with the Bondo I'll smooth it out so that it just has one dip. I mean, not one dip, but it has just one level. I don't want to do it that way. I obviously want it to have the two dips like it's supposed to, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, it did a little something, but like I said, I think it's gonna just be much easier that when I Bondo in there, I'm just gonna end up making it one level. You can see here that it's really like two levels. So what I'll do, I'll maybe come about here and then sand all the way, I mean not sand, but Bondo all the way down to right here. You can see that it's like elevated and lifted. So I'll maybe go to that little spot there and just have all of that one solid level. Same on the driver's side. I'm gonna sand, I started sanding it down right now, but I think I'm gonna try to just do that as one solid level as well. Because trying to make it like the two levels that it is, it's going to be a mission, and I don't think it'll cause any problems as long as I come down from that little, whatever you want to call it, that dip up there where it's really noticeable. I don't think it's going to cause any problems, and if it does, F my life, but it's my car, and that's that. But obviously, I don't want that to become a problem, but I don't think it's going to. So off camera now, I'm gonna go ahead and sand this a little bit more, as much as I can. And I think honestly on these sides, I'm rubbing my hand and I don't feel anything sharp. I don't feel anything like really out of place. So I think I might be done with the fiberglass part on that side. I think I'm done with the fiberglass part on that side. Fellas, I think the driver's side for now is complete. Now I just have to get Bondo and work on that. But man, this looks way better. I might actually sand a little bit more right there because I could see the level change. But I think I'm actually okay for this side. I think I'm pretty good for this side. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of work on the driver's side. First, I'm going to use the thin sander, and then I'm going to go and use the orbital sander. Let's go. it a little white down. Now we'll go to town with the orbital sander. See what we got. So you could see some like big flakes of the fiberglass. Obviously those are the pieces that I'm gonna have to take out and then re-fiberglass again and do like 1 or 2 coats like we did on the passenger side. So don't be alarmed. And then I also want to probably sand this little bit down. The can't think of the word. The old seam sealer. There we go. On some of these parts, like maybe down here as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get those flakes off and then continue doing some more sanding. All I literally did was take a flathead and a pair of dikes and cut out what was really you know, bad. Missed a spot right there. But said I'm gonna go back now, sand it again, and just continue that process, man, over and over. Really get in there with the resin and the fiberglass so that it hardens really good. Pause, and then I can sand it again. So I got to a good stopping point for today. Sanded it down. I went ahead and sprayed the rust neutralizer on both sides, driver's side and passenger side, because I ended up hitting some bare metal like you can see there. So just I'm gonna let that dry, and then later on today, obviously off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and just spray it again with the primer on both sides, let it dry, and then come back again later on and start doing the Bondo on this side, continue doing fiberglass on this side. This is a long and tedious process, especially when you don't have too much knowledge on it and you're doing the best you can off of videos, off of forums, off of just reading. So I'm doing what I can, and I think it's coming out pretty good. I'm happy with it. So we'll go ahead and let that dry. I'm not gonna bore you guys with spray painting it later. So I think that's gonna be it for today, man. As always, you guys know what it is. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure, please hit that notification button. Comment, share with your friends. Tell them, hey man, there's a new channel of a guy who's just a normal guy trying to work on his CRX. Share it with him, man. Let him know. You guys know the vibes, man. Chase the dream, not the competition. Peace.